children. Let us see now the next chapter, sound and the production of sound. Now some events are given below. Put a tick mark in the box if you have experienced the event. If not, put a cross in the box. Clap your hands together. Then played a musical instrument, burst a firecracker, knocked at the closed door, whistle using the cap of the pen, placed your arm on a mobile that is ringing, swung the clapper of the bell and the bell rang. A metal utensil fell down with the clatter. There was a thunderclap in the sky. Put your hand on the speaker which is producing sound. Now all these things, I think most of you have done it. And we see that every time the sound is produced. So it is seen from the above examples that sound is generated due to the variety of events. In some examples, sound was generated due to the vibration of the object. For example, the bell, or the strings or the diaphragm of the musical instrument, while in some examples like bursting a cracker, clapping, a lightning strike, vibrations are not actually felt. However, the vibrations are produced in those cases as well. All these vibrations are imparted to the molecules in the air and the sound is produced. You might have seen that when a stone is thrown into the calm water on the lake, waves are generated and they reach up to the banks of the lake. So vibration reach our ears through the air in the similar way and the sound is heard. Now you have learnt how the sound is generated and how it reaches us on traveling through some medium and is heard by us. You have also seen that vibrations of the object is necessary for generation of sound. So in the present lesson, we will learn more about vibration, pitch, intensity and the level of the sound. Now here see this one. When the singer tunes the musical instrument before he starts singing, what exactly does he do? He ensures that the tanpura will produce the required notes by adjusting the tension in its string. That is, he tunes the tanpura. A tabla player tunes the tabla by hammering the pegs to adjust the tension in the diaphragm of the tabla. The harmonium accompanist finds out beforehand the key in which the singer will sing. To tune an instrument and to adjust how high or low the pitch of the notes produced will be, the pitch of the sound depends upon its frequency. In Indian music, the musical notes sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni are of increasing higher pitch. So in scientific terms, frequency is the measure of the pitch. When the string of the musical instrument, such as tanpura, is plucked, the string can be seen to vibrate, but the two ends of the vibrating string are still. As it vibrates, the string moves to one side of the central position and comes back to the central position. So this motion of the string is repeated again and again at fixed intervals of time. Such motions are called periodic motions. Now always remember, sound is generated by the rhythmic vibration of an object. We can hear the sound as long as the object vibrates. But when we touch the vibrating object with our hand, the vibrations stop and we no longer hear the sound. Sometimes we can see the vibrations, but sometimes the vibrations are so minute that we cannot see them with our eyes. Now, make a list of the musical instruments you are familiar with and find out which part of the instrument vibrates and produces the sound. Now you know that all the string instruments like violin, tanpura, sitar, the strings vibrate and produce the sound. Then for tabla, the diaphragm vibrates and produces the sound. Then such vibrations that produce sound and can be studied with the help of a simple oscillator. Now let us see now next the oscillator. Now we know that you must have seen the children playing on a swing in a garden. Observe carefully the motion of the swing. Go to the swing at rest in a garden and mark its position on the ground below it. You can call this mark the central position of the swing. Now pull the swing to one side and let it go. Observe how it swings. The swing will be seen to cross the central position again and again as it moves from one end to the other of its swing. The swing that moves back and forth like this is an oscillator. And when the swing moves from one end to the another and returns to its starting point, it is said to have completed one oscillation. The back and forth motion of the oscillator on either side of the central position is called as the oscillatory motion. So now here see this is the oscillation. So this position of the swing at the center, this is called as the mean position. So when it moves on one side, comes back to the origination and again goes back and comes back, then one oscillation is complete. Now take an empty porcelain bowl or an empty steel glass. Stretch the rubber band and fix it on the bowl or glass as shown in the figure. Now give a jerk to the rubber band. Repeat this action applying a smaller or the greater force. While doing this, observe the farthest distance to which the rubber band is stretched. Take note of the sound generated. When the rubber band is stretched and released, it vibrates. Now compare the vibrations to the figure alongside. So when the rubber is stretched from the original position A and comes back to the original position B, it is A and comes back to the original, it is seen to be curved. So the maximum distance between the original position A and the position B on stretching the rubber is called as the amplitude of vibration. So when the greater force is applied to the rubber, it is stretched further, meaning that the amplitude increases. When the smaller force is applied, the rubber is stretched less and then the amplitude is smaller and the sound is softer. So make a strong thread about half a meter long. Tie a iron or the wooden ball to it and suspend it from a support as shown in the figure. Such an oscillator is called as the pendulum. Give an oscillatory motion to the pendulum. The maximum distance between the original position A of the pendulum and the extreme position B or C is called as the amplitude of oscillation of the pendulum. Now, do you know that the stretched rubber returns to its original state when it is released? This property is called as the elasticity. And when the stretched rubber band vibrates, elasticity is at work. So, all the while that the pendulum oscillates, Earth's gravitation is at work. Now, the time period of oscillation and the frequency. Now, time required by an oscillator to complete one oscillation is called as the time period of the oscillator. So, in the previous activity, the oscillator traverses the distance from the extreme position B to the central position A and from there to the position C, then back to again A and from A to B. The time required by the oscillator to traverse this distance from B, A, C, A, B. Here see, B, A, C, A, B. Means again it has come back to the original position B. So that time period is called as the time period of an oscillation of the oscillator. And the number of oscillation completed by an oscillator in 1 second is called as the frequency of oscillation. Now the total motion BACAB in the previous activity is one oscillation and frequency n is given by 1 upon time period of oscillation, that is equal to 1 upon t. Now frequency is the number of oscillations occurring in 1 second. The unit of frequency is hertz. 1 hertz means there is one oscillation in 1 second. 100 hertz means 100 oscillations in 1 second. Now try this one. Take a plastic ruler and hold one of its end pressed on the table as shown in the figure, so that the larger portion of the ruler is off the table. Now ask your friend to press the free end of the ruler and release it. Observe what happens. Now press the ruler with your finger at such a point that it stops making any sound. Now pull in 10 centimeters more of the ruler. Into the table and repeat the action. Listen to the difference in the first and the second sound. Take the note of the difference in frequency and the pitch of the sounds. Also take note of what happens by further decreasing the length of the free part of the ruler little by little. Now will a sound be generated no matter what the ruler is kept on the sound? No, the ruler kept on the table is only a little part of the table. It will not vibrate with a greater force. On the contrary, if the ruler is kept with a larger portion of the table, it will vibrate with a greater force, generating louder sound. Now, is there any correlation between the length of the free part of the ruler and the sound generated? Yes. The vibrating ruler pushes the molecules in the air, producing the sound waves. More the length of the free part of the ruler, less will be the vibrations and less will be the frequency and the pitch of the sound. So if the length of the free part of the ruler is shorter, it vibrates more quickly, producing sound of higher frequency and pitch. So if the ruler is plucked while it is held with 25 centimeters off the table, does it make any sound? No. The ruler vibrates very slowly, which has frequency which is not audible. What would be the difference perceived between hearing only two pupils in the class talking to each other and all the children talking to one another at the same time? When two pupils talk to each other, the sound of two frequency produced can be heard clearly. When all the children talk to one another, sounds of many frequency produced cannot be heard clearly. Sound level will be more, creating loud noise. Now let us try the next experiment. Here, take a strong thread of sufficient length, tie a wooden or a metal bob to one of its ends to make a pendulum. Measure the length of the thread in centimeters and make a note of it. Suspend the pendulum freely from the support. Now swing the pendulum and with the help of a stopwatch, record how many seconds are required for 20 oscillations. Now repeat this procedure 4 or 5 times, decreasing the length of the pendulum by 10 centimeters every time. Record your observations in the following table. Deduce the time period of oscillation and the frequency of the pendulum by making use of the formula. Now time period of so in the first column there is the length of the oscillator in centimeter. Second column, time required for 20 oscillations, we are noting down. Time period of the oscillation, capital T, is given by time period T upon 20. Frequency in hertz is given by 1 upon T. So what can we infer from these observations? And what is the relationship between the frequency and the length of the pendulum? Now if the length of the pendulum is more, the frequency will be less. What is meant by low frequency and high frequency? Now the frequency is low means the number of oscillations produced is less. And if the frequency is high means the number of oscillations produced per second is more. Now keep the length of the pendulum fixed at 30 centimeter but varying the amplitude. Measure the time required for 20 oscillations in each second. Deduce the time period of oscillation and the frequency of the pendulum in each case. Now the length of the pendulum is 30 centimeters. Amplitude is small. Time required for 20 oscillations that you note. Then again increase the amplitude. Again increase and increase. So time period of oscillation T depends on the length of the pendulum. The time period of the oscillation increases if the length of the pendulum is increased. And the frequency remains the same even if the amplitude decreases or increases. So in the second experiment shows that the frequency remains the same even if the amplitude increases or decreases. And in the first experiment it shows that the frequency, the period of oscillation increases if the length of the pendulum is increased, means the frequency decreases and when the length of the pendulum increases. Now the high and the low pitch of the sound. Take a wooden board 80 to 90 centimeters long and 5 centimeters wide. Hammer 2 nails into it, each a few centimeters away from its two ends. Tie the ends of the thin metal wire to the nail so that the wire is stretched tightly between them. Insert the wedge-shaped wooden or the plastic block under the wire near each of the nails and plug the wire lightly. Did you hear any sound? Observe whether the wire vibrates. Now insert 2 or 3 rectangular blocks below the wedge-shaped block on one side in such a way that length of the wire does not change. Now whether there is any change in the tension of the wire. Now plug the wire with your finger and listen to the sound. Also watch its vibration. Note the difference you perceive in its frequency. So what can you infer from this? When the tension in the wire is increased, the frequency is seen to increase. And when it is reduced, the frequency is also seen to decrease. We also perceive a difference in the sounds generated. When the tension is increased, the resulting sound is shriller. When the tension is reduced, the sound is also less shrill. That is what is called as the high or the low pitch. So which of the sounds, the roar of the lion or the hum of the mosquito, has the higher pitch? The mosquito has a higher pitch. So what structures in the sitar help to produce higher or lower pitched sounds? Intensity of the sound or the sound level. Now the loudness or softness of the sound is indicated by two terms, namely intensity of the sound and the sound level. Sound level is the intensity of the sound as perceived by our ears. Intensity of the sound is proportional to the square of the amplitude of vibrations. For example, if the amplitude is doubled, the intensity of the sound becomes 4 times as much. So decibel is the unit for measuring sound level. It has named decibel in honor of the work of the scientist Alexander Graham Bell. The magnitude of the sound level decibels can be deduced from the intensity of the sound rising a mathematical formula. When intensity of the sound becomes 10 times the original, the sound level increases by 10 decibels. Now, beginning of the audible sound is 0 decibel. Normal breathing, the sound is 10 decibels. Murmuring from 5 meters away, 30 decibels. Normal conversation between two persons, 60 decibels. Heavy traffic, 70 decibels. Ordinary factor is 80 decibel. Jet engine, 130 decibel. Start of the ear-splitting sound, 120 decibels. Hearing is temporarily affected by the frequency greater than 1000 Hz and the levels higher than 100 decibel. This can result in temporary deafness. Workers who work near aeroplane engines experience this. Now, what would be the difference between the difference perceived between the hearing only two peoples in the class talking to each other and all the children talking to one another? So when two children are speaking, that time you can hear them what they are talking. But large number of children are talking, that time the audible sound of the different frequencies mix with each other and we cannot hear their sound. Now the frequency of the sound audible to the human being is between 20 Hz and 20,000 Hz. We can only hear sounds in this frequency range. Now infrasonic sound. Have you ever heard the sound of the movement of our hands or of the movement of the leaves falling from the tree? Take an oscillator and swing on an oscillator which makes 3 to 4 oscillations in a second and listen carefully for any sound it makes. That the oscillator makes 3 to 4 oscillations in 1 second means the frequency of the sound is 3 to 4 Hz. Humans cannot hear sounds of frequency less than 20 Hz. So in all the above examples, oscillation did not take place, but no sound was heard. It means that this sound is of a frequency less than 20 Hz. The sound with the frequency less than 20 Hz is called infrasonic sound, and sound with the frequency less than 20 Hz are produced by some animals, namely whales, elephants and rhinoceros. Now ultrasonic sound means the sound with a frequency higher than 20 Hz is called ultrasonic sounds. Human beings cannot hear such sounds, however some animals can hear this sound. For example, a dog can hear such sound. So the uses of the ultrasonic sound are to clean delicate ornaments and the tiny parts of the watch, to observe the internal organs of the body, that is sonography is done using ultrasonic sound, to detect tumors in the brain, to detect faults in the metal, in radar system, to kill certain microbes and insects. Sonar, that is the sound navigation and ranging, is used to locate the seabed or the position of the ship. So, do you know that the pitch of the sound is directly related to the frequency of the sound? From the graph alongside, we can further information about the frequency of the sound and the infrasonic, audible and the ultrasonic sound. So, infrasonic sound, the frequency is less than 20 Hz. Audible to the human ears is 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. That is produced by the violin, flute. Then ultrasonic sound is produced by dolphin and the bat, which is more than 20,000 hertz and which we cannot hear.